That's why the book Think and Grow Rich is so powerful, because it says think and grow rich. It's never do and grow rich.
Yeah.
Even as human beings, we are literally called human beings, not human doings. And so most people are trying to figure out how to make more money by doing something. Just be the person. So if I'm thinking about, okay, I had a conversation with David a little bit earlier. I was like, bro, how do we create $100 million company? Oh, that's simple. Answer a $100 million problem. Most people say, well, I'm going to help 10,000 people make. No. Answer one question worth $100 million. Done.
That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's so good.
That
like,
really got my mindset shifting right now,
yeah.
too. And you said a powerful quote
Mm-hmm.
a little bit earlier. You said your income will be directly equivalent to the value you provide the marketplace.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So that kind of reminds me of it's kind of like he's an entrepreneur, but also kind of like a philosopher, Naval. So he kind of talks about having specific knowledge. So it's kind of like
Naval Ravikant?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Come on, philosophy vibes.
Yeah, I love listening to him. He's
Come on
like
now.
super like really smart guy. So he always talks about, having specific knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's knowledge that you can't get in school. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you can either get it through apprenticeships, mentorships, and things like that.
Come on.
So how did you find out that you were a standout in your niche, in your specific niche, which was like selling life insurance?
Yeah.
Like, how did you know that you were a standout in that niche?
Man, I kept working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the easiest ways to get prolific is to work until other people tell you you're good. But you got to tell yourself first. Right? Like, one of my favorite books is The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. And inside of that book, it talks about a technique to increase your belief in an area, right? And the easiest way to increase your belief in any area is what you say to yourself. But it talks about a technique called the mirror technique. And the idea is that you go in front of the mirror and you speak to yourself. You literally tell you who you are. Why? Because people are always going to see you the way you see yourself.
Yeah.
And so what I started to do is I started to use the idea of belief being a lie. I've been lying to myself my whole life about stuff that ain't true. Let me use an empowering lie. And so the first goal I had in the insurance industry was I am number one in the industry at what I do. And so what I had written down on my basement, I had this big board in my basement, and it said, if you were number one in the world at what you do, how would you behave? And so I saw that every single day, and I would get in the mirror every single day, and I would say to myself, you are the number one salesman in the world. You are the number one salesman in the world. Damon, you are the number one salesman in the world. Now watch this. It's a principle, but it's also metaphysical. Here's why. A mirror is made out of sand. The original essence of a human being, according to God's word, is from dust we are, dust we will return. We were made of dirt. Sand is a form of dirt. And so if I'm speaking into a mirror that's made of the very essence of who I am, I'm literally speaking into the original essence of what made me, into the true me, into the true I am. Does that make sense?
That do.
Now watch this. I want to.
Quick break. My name is Shania Monet, a six-figure earning serial entrepreneur from Cleveland, Ohio, who specializes in the beauty industry. If you want to have amazing bundles, make sure you check out bundlebandandextensions.com on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. If you already have a business or you're looking to start a business, make sure you purchase my digital product that just dropped for $97, teaching you how to put up billboards in all 50 states. Check out Road to Riches, the blueprint. And if you're looking for women's clothing, check out my boutique, Bougie Gal Collection. Now back to the episode.
Give you something real quick because you can't mention Naval and I'll not mention this. I got something from him. I'm switching gears a little bit, if you don't mind. I heard something from him that blew my mind like 2 weeks ago. Have you all ever listened to Myron talk about the four levels of the 4 levels of income, right? You have implementation, unification, communication, and then imagination, right?
Right.
Yeah. Naval teaches the 4 levels of leverage. If you think about it, leverage is incredible, right? You heard this?
Yeah, I heard it.
Bro, it blew me. I was like,
it got me too.
That's it. That's it. Because when you think about it, you're like, oh my God, if I can master everything changes. This is what he says. So you already understand that leverage is the ability to do something one time, earn basically little input, big output, right? He said there's 4 levels to leverage. And if you study any major company in the world, they have mastered the highest level. I said, okay, the lowest level of leverage is your labor. Why? Because I only have so much time and I only have so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
He said the level above that is capital, right? I can leverage money because my money can go out and work for me. My money can actually buy me labor as well.
Right.
It can give me employees, it can give me VAs, it can give me help, whatever. The 2 highest levels, this is where I was like, oh, this is good. Number 2 is content.
like what we're doing right here.
Permissionless.
Content. Listen, there's no borders. Especially in this day and age. Like when you, let's pause right there for a second. Not everybody loves Grant Cardone. Understood. But in 2010, he said something very powerful. He said, you need to be posting more on Twitter. You need to be posting more on Instagram. You need to be going crazy. I'm trying to get my team to post in their the man is a billionaire today. Why? Because of content. So we live in a day and age right now where there are no you do not have to pay $20 million for a spot on Super Bowl for people to see your idea. And people aren't taking advantage of that. It's the ultimate form of leverage. Watch this. From this hour segment, we can probably take, 20, 30 reels with the right, it's content. Now watch this. Here was the top level. This is where I was like, oh yes, that's so good.
Yeah.
Software. Elon Musk, software. Mark Zuckerberg, software. Jeff Bezos, software. Steve Jobs, software. It is the ability to take whatever you're giving in the content, whatever you use your capital to have the labor for, and put it in an asset, in a software that assists people all over the world. It's not only is it infinitely scalable, but think about the amount of people that you're helping.
Right.
There's no borders to that either. It's the ultimate form of leverage. It's like, okay, while everybody else here is out here fighting for a high-ticket client, how do I create a software? How do I create an app? That's why I keep going back to it's Think and Grow Rich. Because that takes some thinking.
Yep.
Okay, if we were to take the title from this podcast, we got sales in this, we got some mindset stuff. Is there a way that we can put our minds together? You specialize in credit. What else do you do?
I mainly do like trading, and I'm into the content, creating content.
Come on now.
Social media.
Is there a way that we could create an asset where we teach people how to get their business funded, where we teach people how to create effective content, not just put up your iPhone? Is there a way that we could teach them within an app where they have access to it 24/7, where if they say to the app, hey, give me, with AI, I know we can do it. Could we also give them a facet of that where they learn how to take the money that they're making from the credit, they take the money they're making from the content, they take the money that they're making from sales, and now learn how to invest that into NFTs and other assets out there to ultimately build generational wealth for the family and do it in an app? Guess what? We could put that app for 99 cents, have 100,000 downloads.
Sheesh.
They eat it up.
You know,
Yeah.
now we got a $10 million company. Somebody says, hey, listen, we don't even know who's attached to this, so we're going to give you 6 to 8 times EBITDA.
What's that?
That's basically what your profit would be after all expenses. They're going to give you 6 to 8 times multiple of whatever your revenue of your company is.
Okay.
Some of these companies will allow you to keep 51, if not more, % of the equity of the company. So now you can, listen, a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Through software.
Yeah.
And all I just did was give an idea. There is nothing in this room that you can lay your eyes on that did not start with an idea. Does that answer your question?
Definitely.
I'm sorry, family. I got a long way of answering questions. Like you ask me one question, I could go on for like a couple hours.
Nah, but that was really good because now, like, me and Ayo always have this conversation, and the reason why we start this podcast is because of content. Like you said, you say this often. Who has your ear? Wait, who has your ear has your future,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
You could be listening to Sexy Red. You could be listening to people like that. But
Who's
now,
Sexy
if you
Red?
look, She's a little art. She's an artist.
No.
She an artist.
Like a rap artist?
Yeah, she's
What song
like
she sing?
um
I'm just playing. I wanted him to say
I'm
it
like, yo, I need to break it down. I ain't gonna say it, but yeah. But yeah.
I was like, are you serious? Words really do
Nah.
me. You can't listen to that.
I'm like, wait, only
That's
personal
crazy.
development? No, you ever heard Skitty? Like Skitty?
Oh, listen, my daughter did that one day. I was like, no, go to your room. Do not.
That's funny.
No.
But yeah, so basically, like the power of content and media is so it's so good because now you have the power of control. Like if you turn on CNN, like this, like my mom, for example,
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
she could be in bed. She could be in bed. The TV's in the living room. Cody, turn on the TV. I want to hear the news. You're not even around to watch the TV.
Yeah.
Like, you just want the TV on to hear the news. Like,
Yeah.
most times, you only going to hear bad stuff,
Come on.
right? You ain't going to hear no good stuff. So
Sure.
now imagine if you just tuning in and you got, like, positive information.
Come on.
Now you could actually start making changes to your life. So I'm
Yeah.
like, shit, like, we all got the power to actually start doing what we got to do, but
Yeah.
it's really about
Yeah.
what we listening to, what we seeing on a daily basis,
100%.
you know? So
And giving people what they truly want. Right? We
Yeah.
were talking about this earlier. I said most people don't sell more of their product, service, or idea because they don't understand what they're actually selling.
yeah,
Like, I am not selling people credit. I am not selling people a life insurance policy. Think about it. A life insurance policy, nobody gives a crap about that. What I'm selling you is peace of mind.
mm-hmm.
And so there's only three basic human needs. I want more security. I want more certainty. I want more love. And another one is significance. And so if you think about that, and now that's the true result that I'm giving you, my messaging changes and my offer completely changes. My content changes because now I know what I'm giving you is not just a course. I am giving you the easiest and fastest way to what you truly desire. And because most people are not aware of themselves, when you start to speak in a language that speaks to their biggest pains, but also their biggest internal desires, they're automatically hooked to you.
Right.
So just because I know we got to wrap soon, but I just want to leave the people with something like how do you start your mornings? Like, do you
Yeah.
start your mornings with affirmations just for like, you know, somebody out there,
I
you
float
know.
out of the bed.
So let's say like somebody viewing this, they're watching this.
Sexy Red is playing as she is my alarm.
And you slim it
energy, daddy. Like, wait a minute. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
But let's say like somebody's watching this,
Yeah.
and you know, they like the environment they're in is just totally negative.
Yeah.
What are some tips, like, you know, to help them kind of start their day off in a positive note? Like, you know, like some of the things you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll just tell you my morning routine, right? Because I have been in negative environments before. My morning routine is really, really simple, but it starts the night before. Your mind, understand that 90% of your behaviors every single day are unconscious. Okay? That means every single day, you are on autopilot. And your mind's primary function is to keep you safe, which means if 90% of my behaviors are to keep me safe, it's also based on a past recording or conditioning of something I've already experienced. What does that say automatically? That says that if I set a goal, there's only a 10% chance I'm gonna hit it. Why? Because I've literally been born and conditioned to behave off of a past experience, not a future possibility. Does that make sense so far?
It does.
So I say that to preface this. I am very big about the last part of my day and the first part of my day because that is when my subconscious mind is the most impressionable. That means whatever I listen to, whatever I am reading within the last 2 hours to hour of my day or the first 2 hours of my day is affecting my unconscious behaviors. And so I am reading my goals. I am listening to positive affirmations. Like whenever I'm going through a season where I'm building something, I am religious about that. So my morning routine is pretty simple, man. As soon as I get up, I do a liter of water, do what I do, use the bathroom. I have goals. The goals that I say now are in my phone, but I have them, and I say all my goals in first person present tense. So it's a 10-year goal, but I read them as if it's happening today, right? So I read it as if, man, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and I read everything that happened in my perfect day. I'll go into a meditation. I usually do something called a 6-phase meditation where it takes me through consciousness. It takes me through visualizing my day, my next 3 years. It takes me through forgiveness, and it takes me through prayer. I'll do that, and then I'll immediately go to the gym. So usually for the first 2 to 3 hours of my day, I don't touch my phone outside of reading my goals. Like I try to have no contact with anything because as an entrepreneur, the only thing that is certain about entrepreneurship is that there will be uncertainty. And your ability to be effective as an entrepreneur is contingent on how you respond to the uncertainty. And so my biggest thing that I work on every single day is emotional intelligence as a leader.